Hello everyone, my name is Nex, and today I'm going to show you how to build a simple and expandable honey bottle farm for Minecraft Barrack Edition. Now, you need those honey bottles to craft honey blocks, and honey blocks are very good for redstone, so this is definitely a farm that you are going to want to build. Now this can be adjusted to any size you want, so you just make it longer if you want higher rates, and the rates aren't all that fast, so you get about 10 bottles per hour per actual hive, but that's okay because you can just add a ton more hives and then expand your rates, and yeah. Now, as you can see, this farm is pretty straightforward. So we have our collection system right here, and as you can see, there's all the honey that is being collected here. As you can see, we have the beehives right here, and the flowers in front. And on the backside here, there's a comparator that reads the fill level of the beehives. And once it's completely full, it will trigger the dispensers below the beehives and will fill the bottles with honey. And the thing is, in Barrack Edition, the honey bottle stays in there, so we have to actually collect it using a hopper minecart. And in order to make sure that we do not collect the actual bottles themselves, which we, by the way, have to manually put in there, we have some sort of item filter type thing inside of this hopper minecart. It's basically just an item filter, but it's moving along those actual dispensers. And in case one of the dispensers runs out of bottles and the comparator, well, the circuit is locked, you can simply take a look inside, restock the bottles, and then push this button right here, and that will reset the slice. Now, of course, I'm using cornflowers right here because they look nice, but you can really use any type of one tall flower. As long as it's a flower, then it will work, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Now, as you can see in this setup, I built about 16 next to each other, and I think it gives a decent amount. You get about 100 honey bottles per hour, but as I said, you can make this as small or as little as you want. It will work for you. Now, do keep in mind that there is 3 bees per actual hive, so it can get laggy if you add too much, especially on a realm, where realms are really laggy. And you have to consider in a mob cap, so if you have too many of those bees at once, then other mobs will stop spawning, so don't go too overboard with this, but I think 16 is just good. Alright, let's build this farm. Now the materials on the left are the materials that you're going to need no matter how big or small you make your farm, because it's just a collection system, etc. And the materials on the right are going to be the materials that you are going to need for one wide piece of the expandables things. So if you're going to build 2 wide, just multiply the materials times 2, 16 times 16, you get the idea, it's pretty simple. Alright, so to get started, just put your output chest right here and get your hopper and have it facing into the chest like this. Now, what you're going to want to do next is get yourself a slab, a top slab, place it like this. Go up like by 2, place your power rail right here so that you can place your actual detector rail. Place another pod rail like this, you can break that one, so the actual only amount of pod rails we need is 1 for the collection system. Now what you're going to want to do is just make a little L shape like this, take your torch, make it go like this, 2 redstone dust, and 1 comparator reading from that right here. Now what you're going to want to do is place your hopper minecart right here, and before you do anything else, get yourself 4 honey bottles, and 4 renamed items. It can be any item as long as it stacks to 64. And yeah, just have it be renamed, that's so that we don't actually accidentally collect the normal bottles, and spread them out just like this, and this will act as our item filter minecart. Alright, now I'm just gonna show you how to build 1 slice, and then show how I build 15 other slices, and it's pretty straightforward. So just place 1 salt block right here, 1 rail, and what you're going to want to do is take your dispenser and make it face up just like this. Now take your dirt block, place it right here. Your flower can go on top. Place your beehive facing in the front like that. Now what you're going to want to do is take 1 solid block, put it like this. Have 1 comparator go right here. Go it by 1, break that. Put 3 blocks. 2 actual repeaters. Now get your redstone dust, go up by 1, break that, and get your glass, and just make it go like this, put some redstone dust on top. And what I did not show before is that, of course, you have to put some glass right here, and that's because you are going to want to close off the top. And yeah, in case you're only making one, you would close that off, but I'm going to show you how to make multiple. Now, of course, you have to get yourself a lever to get the thing running, and as you can see, that will power the rail. I'm just gonna put it there so that it powers all rails. Now, if you have some rails that don't power, just add more levers, and that's pretty simple. And yeah, that is pretty much how this thing looks. One thing to keep in mind is that this will not farm honey just like that. Let's just get the minecart launching for a second. What you have to do, of course, is get yourself some bottles inside those actual dispensers. Now, I'm just gonna put 1 stack in some of those dispensers, and it's pretty straightforward. Now, what you're going to want to do next is breed up some bees. Now, you can breed bees with flowers, it's pretty simple, but basically you're just going to want to have 3 bees per actual hive. So I'm just gonna spawn in some bees, and as you can see, they're going to be automatically attracted to those flowers. And the thing about the bees is they will sit on the top of the flowers for a little while, and then they will go inside of the beehive. And when that is happening, that is when I recommend closing up this thing. Now we're just going to do that now, and we can just actually, let's nudge them a little. I guess that won't really work that well, but as you can see, they're going inside of the hives now. And that is when we can actually close this thing up. Now, I did not add the proper amount of bees, that would be 48 bees for all those hives. But yeah, just for the sake of demonstrating, that is pretty much the way you do it. Now, I know this is pretty inefficient because that is a lot of bees. And yeah, but it's really the only way to farm honey. And I think it's a pretty efficient way of doing so as well. Now, the next time the bees will come out, they will be on top of the flowers. And yeah. Now, to finish this farm off, just add buttons on every single piece of dirt, and that way we're going to be able to reset the slice in case we ran out of bottles. Now, keep in mind, we have to fill up these dispensers as bottles right here, so we can still access them. It's a little impractical, but that is the way we have to do it. Alright everyone, that was my tutorial for a simple and expandable honey farm for micro irrigation. Now let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this tutorial, and definitely make sure to subscribe because I keep these tutorials coming on a regular basis and I promise you they are very interesting. Now I do have a Patreon page where you can support my work because yeah, supporting my work is definitely a good thing to do since yeah, I spend a lot of time on these tutorials and I would highly appreciate that. Also have a Discord server, so if you want to join that, it's a really cool place to hang out in, and yeah, it's pretty chill. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you get a ton of views out of this. My name is Nex, and bye bye!